Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be reviewing the MAC Studio Fix Fluid Foundation in the shade NW58. I do want to go ahead and mention really quickly that today's video is actually sponsored by MAC. I still can't even believe I'm saying that. We have grown so much and it's all thanks to you guys' love and support. This is one of my first sponsorships on my channel. So thank you guys so much for allowing us to get to this point, and thank you to MAC for sponsoring today's video. I did meet some of the MAC team at the MAC Times Nikki event in New York, and they were so sweet and so kind. I had such a great time with them, and they just made me feel so much more comfortable about this sponsorship with them today. So MAC is a foundation that I do get asked a lot about, like what my shade is as far as reference point, because I know some companies use it as a reference to match their foundations, and some people use it as a reference to match themselves in other foundations. So I do get asked a lot what my shade is in MAC. This is the last shade that they had. This is the NW58, and I'm going to go ahead and be testing that out today. I'm not going to ramble too much. I'm going to go ahead and start applying this straight onto my face, and I've already went ahead and primed my face before this video, just so you guys know. I think I get a lot of questions sometimes whether or not I prime. I normally prime before I even start shooting. I do my moisturizer and primer and everything like that. This foundation claims to be long wearing, 24-hour wear, but I don't think anyone ever wears foundation for 24 hours. So it reduces the appearance of pores, controls oil and shine, non-drying for all skin types, especially oily skin, and provides a stay true color, non-streaky, non-cakey, non-setting, and photo friendly. So this is what the foundation looks like now. I'm going to go ahead and set it with the pressed powder in the shade NW58. This is the Studio Fix pressed powder foundation. I'm not going to use too much because this is a matte finish foundation, and I like more of a dewy finish, so I'm just going to lightly dust it on my face. Alrighty, so this is what my face looks like now with the powder, with the foundation and the powder on top. So I'm gonna go ahead and come back at the end of the night and I'll tell you guys what I liked and what I didn't like about this foundation. Alrighty guys, so I'm back. It's been about 8 hours with this foundation on my face, and this is what my face looks like now. For me, I definitely feel like this foundation is a matte finish foundation. You can make it even more matte by adding the pressed powder, or you can go ahead and skip that part, or even go in with that part and then just spray a little bit of the Fix Plus on there, and that'll give you your dewy finish. That's something I prefer to do since I like more of a dewy finish on my dry skin. So I would go ahead and go in with the foundation and then set it and then spray this Fix Plus to give me more of that dewy feel. If you do have oily skin, I would suggest just using the foundation and putting a lot more of the powder on top and then a little bit of the Fix Plus. I do feel like it gave me a nice smooth finish. Is it pore erasing? I'm not quite sure, but I feel like I did get a really nice smooth finish. It was a really nice match to my chest. Okay, so coverage on this foundation, I feel like I got a medium coverage foundation. I didn't try and build it up because I didn't want to do too much, because I feel like the coverage that I got was decent enough for me. I didn't want to do too much when I didn't really have to. The creasing around my mouth is nowhere near as what I normally get. I normally get my laugh lines, and underneath my eyes I get creases, so that's normal for me. But I did not have this foundation break down nowhere near as much as I've seen on other foundations. Overall, I think this foundation held up really nicely, and I have tried this foundation before, so this is not technically a first impression. This is a foundation that I have definitely tried before in the past and liked. So MAC carries about 50 shades in the Studio Fix Fluid Foundation. That's why I feel like it's something that a lot of companies use as a reference point, and a lot of people use as a reference point because it has such a huge shade range with a lot of different undertones. I have 3 here that I currently have and own. I'm gonna go ahead and give those a good swatch real fast. So here are a few of those swatches here. This is the shade NW58, the one that I'm wearing right now. And the NW58 is described as being rich espresso with neutral undertones for deep skin. And I definitely agree with the neutral undertones. I don't think that it's too red, but I don't think that it's too yellow. I think it's like a perfect right in between shade. And here I have the NW50 and the NW48. NW48 I actually used the other day as an under eye highlight, and I really like the way that looked. You would think that I would use the next shade before I would use this shade, but since the undertone on this shade matched me better, this shade made me look a little bit grayer on the under eye, so it really helps to have so many different undertones. so you can actually truly match yourself. And there's a whole bunch of different shades in between here. There's like an NW58, an NC55, so a whole bunch of shades with a whole bunch of different undertones. Overall, I really like the coverage that I got. I feel like I got a medium coverage. I didn't try and build it up because I didn't feel like I needed to. I would recommend this foundation for both skin types. It was a matte finish, but it wasn't a matte finish that was super drying on me and super tight and made me feel like my face couldn't move, especially if you have dry skin like me. That's something you'll really appreciate. And then you can always just make it a little bit more dewy with a little bit of Fix Plus, and having the powder to match is awesome as well, because then you can just go ahead and set your face with that powder. You don't have to worry about trying to find a translucent powder that's gonna match, that won't give you that ashy cast and everything. I think that's all I have for this foundation. Once again, thank you to MAC for sponsoring this video. If you have not done so already, make sure you are subscribed and give this video a thumbs up. Lots of love, and I'll see you guys next time.